My name is James Visser. I'm currently 30 years old. So I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family. That was the only religious upbringing that I had at all. My full intention when I started was to prove the Bible a load of rubbish. I just couldn't figure out how these oaks pulled off this greatest scam that's ever happened in history. I lost the battle. I went in to win, saying the Bible's wrong, and God won and said, James, you're mine, give up, this is right, and this is awesome. I was just so blown over with excitement of this thing that I just started to tell my mates. And I started to realize that I had a lot of mates who were Muslims and stuff like that, that I realized they were going to say to me, yeah, but bud, you've only ever read one religious book. Of course you were taken with it. I got the Koran out of the library. I read it cover to cover. It took me 4 months. And there was no comparison to the Bible. It's almost as if somebody had read the Bible and then rewritten the Bible out of memory with a few odds and ends that had changed, which ends up actually changing the entire story. But the Bible had information, for instance, Noah's Ark. The ark was so long, it was so wide, it was so high, there were 3 layers, it was made of this wood, it was covered in pitch. There were, the waters came for so many days, then the waters stopped, they were for so long floating around, then it dried up, blah, blah, blah. The Quran just says, Noah made an ark, the rain came, it went, and then they dried up. Boom. And I was like, what the flip? Where's all the info? When I compared the two, there was no comparison. I couldn't, nobody could fool me and say, okay, well, you've only read one book, so that's why you believe. So many of my mates had only ever read the New Testament. And they said, no, that's all they need to read because, we New Testament living and it's cool. And I was like, even if that's the truth, like all the stuff that God did and worked through people happened, and it's awesome. And there's stuff that you can learn and take out of it. Why just chuck it away? If God wrote me a personal letter, and then I said, well, it doesn't actually apply to me, I'm just not going to ever bother opening the envelope, someone would say, bro, you're nuts. Of course you must read it. And I've had so many people who are desperate to hear from God personally, but not prepared to read what God has already said. It revolutionized my life to the point where I've read it lots of times through cover to cover. I have the audio Bible in my car, complete Genesis to Revelation. There's nothing better than going to work or doing work every day and not being completely consumed by the rat race or something which is good but in essence not as good as life could be. And just every time I get in my car, because I spend a lot of time in my car, to just switch it on and Psalms, it's so kif. Constant reminder that there's more to life than what I'm doing here. I cannot say more to any Christian, but just open it up and read it. It's flippin' exciting.